Hey dear friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and of course hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. So you see already on my table are the things we need for a new DIY again. Of course, I hope you are ready too. Of course, we need our tumbler tile blocks. I'm using the smaller blocks. I have here my container with everything inside. You already know who is here already a long time with everything I need for the DIY. But the most important thing is, of course, the wood glue. And maybe you use hot glue, but be careful that your piece is not falling apart, especially the one for today. We are going to use some paint at your choice, and I have here my old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue we need. What we're going to make will be a kind of a round, but it can be standing round. We can do it on a wall. I don't know how this will turn out. I always do it along the way, and everyone is asking, of course, how many packages do I need from the tumbling tile blocks. I always say if you have 4 until 5 package of smaller blocks laying around, then you can make all the DIYs we make. So always have a couple of package tumbling tile blocks in your home, then you're already fit to go. So because I never know, because I do it in my head, I have never no idea how much I need. So this is what we need for this DIY. So we are going to start with 6 blocks and we're going to do them on the top. So very easy. I have already a little piece of plastic. Over here we're going to get our glue. We do some glue on the tops. And on this one, place it immediately against each other. Number 3 and number 4 and number 5. And number 6 is of course the closure up. We're going to build it from within and then we're going to squeeze it over here. Make sure that you have a nice straight line. Of course, if you want to use a metal hook, it's also fine to do whatever you think is fine to work with, because everyone has his own way of making the DIY. So of course I'm going to wipe away the glue. We don't need, this is 6. Now we're going to get one of 5. Also on the tops we're going to do some glue. Very easy. Number 2 and number 3 and number 4 and number 5 is of course the closure up. Going to squeeze it, press it together until one straight line again, and we're going to wipe away the glue, and this one needs to be a little bit adjustment. And now we need 4, and so we're going to build it down. This is 1, and of course not everyone likes to do it this way, so of course you can do it any way you like. So like I said, everyone has his own way of making their DIY. So this is number 3, 4. Now we have 3 blocks and the last will be 2 blocks. Then we already have a half of the piece we need. This is number 3 and the one with the 2 block. Squeeze it, and this one is already one to pop out. And again over here. And now we're going to need, because we want to have the other one also, we're going to start with one of 5 again. Very easy. I try to do it as fast as I can, but I want to show it for everyone who enjoys seeing it step by step, because we are the channel from step by step, so everyone can make their DIYs. And you see already he's still coming off, but it doesn't matter. Don't worry if things are breaking down, because it doesn't matter. You still can redo it so easily if you use the wood glue. With hot glue it's a little bit more difficult because then it dries and it is stick. But the great thing about wood glue of hot glue is that you can easily break it apart again if you want to use pieces more than one. But I don't like it. I used in the beginning always a lot of hot glue, but afterwards, after a couple of periods, always pieces were broken down, and that's not what you want. Now 1 of 3, and again squeeze it together, and 1 of 2 again, and then we have our round. Squeeze it, and over here, and we're going to wipe away the glue, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. And I have to be sure that this is really a straight line. You see, he is still every time, and you'd easily just glue them together again, give it some squeeze and give it a couple of minutes. So you see already we have now our round, at least a kind of a round, but you can place them also, you turn them a quarter and you have them the longest in the middle, and then work your way out. And you can do this later also, you can turn it over. So do whatever you like. If you don't like this shape, you also can I can show it to you, it's easier this way. So you also can do it this way. If you like this better, it's also fine. If you like this shape better, maybe it's better fitting in your decor, or maybe for outside on your patio, you can use it for any place. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place this one aside. So I'm going to do very easy, place them on the side, and we're going to place them apart because now they can dry. And we're going to do the next step will be, we're going to get 6 blocks. Again, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we do this 4 times because we need 4 rows of 6. And we are going to connect them later. Of course, we need this one and the last one already, because we need to build a frame. So, and very easy, we could do it on the tops also. I do 1 together with you, and the rest I will do a little faster. Number 2. And this is the same like we did with the other one earlier in the middle. And I take 6. You can do it, of course, also longer. If you want to have the sides on the back of the stands on the back longer, then do more than 6 blocks, maybe 7, 8. It depends on how high you want to have it. But you can use this also as a kind of an organizer later in your kitchen. So you can do any way with it. I'm going to do the rest a little faster. So you see already we have now our 4 pieces of 6, and we're going to let this dry because this is needing at least an hour drying, because it has to hold the front of our stand. So we are going to give this an hour drying. So I waited 5 minutes from the hour. So I'm going to place 2 of them aside, and we're going to do a 1 line. So he's not totally dry yet, but we're going to do 1 line of glue here, and we're going to do 1 line of glue over here. Oh, you see already he is totally out of line. You almost would think I am one big mess with my glue. I'm going to squeeze this one together, and we're going to squeeze this 2 together. So make sure that you have it in a straight line, and feel with your fingers, and then squeeze them together. Over here the same, and squeeze it again like 1 line. And then we're going to wipe away the glue. In my case, that's really necessary, because I always mess with my glue. You know already how I am. I'm a big mess. And this one. And now we're going to really let it dry for an hour long. Now I have my 2 pieces in the longest line. Like this, I made sure that I have everything on the same length over here, because we want to use it as a stand later. So if it doesn't equal, then we have really a problem, because we don't get it glued together. What you also can do, if you want to be sure that you have it in a straight line, what you can do is glue 2 blocks together like this way, glue them together, and make sure that you place them over here before you're going to glue the rest. So you already have a stand which is already an equal stand, so or else you get problems. I'm going to try to do it this way. I don't know, maybe I'm totally wrong and it doesn't go wrong, but I'm going to do some glue over here and do some glue over here, and I place the one of two totally at the ending and in the middle, and give it a little bit of pressure like this. And it's very easy because the blocks need to be in the middle of this line. So again, squeeze it, feel with your fingers on the top, and make sure that you have it in the straight line. Of course there is glue coming out, but it doesn't matter. Just work away, and I feel with my fingers that I have it in a straight line. Now I'm going to get the one of three. I think I'm going to leave open this space, but you can also use a measurement if you want to be sure that this is one block, or maybe you need to be 2 blocks in between and then go this one. You can use one this way and then fill it up. I'm just going to do it with my eyes, so for me it is not really a problem. I'm going to do this one over here, a little over here, and I'm going to place this one in the middle, just, and give it some pressure. And again, make sure that you have this block also in the middle. Now I'm going to go for number 4, and I think over here, so I think a little bit like here, over here, but you can choose any place you like. And again, I need to have this one in the middle again, because it's 4 blocks, and then you can easily find the middle. And again, give it some pressure. We go now for a number 5. I'm going to do it over here, and I'm going to fill some glue, and here, and we're going to place it, and we're going to move it around, and then we're going to give it some pressure. This way. And now we go for the biggest one. And I think over here, it's a little over here maybe, and later if it's still, when you are working with it and it is not to your satisfaction, of course, you can move them against each other, because I don't know also if I come out or not, so we will see. I just work my way down, and I'm going to look for if I can have it in between this piece. That's the great important. And I think over here, a little here and a little here, and we're going to place it and move it around, and then give it a little bit of pressure. We have the number 4 again, over here and over here. You work with it, turn it around, and then give it again a little pressure from over here. And I think I'm going to come out very nicely. And I think it is a little bit more like a block. It's not 2 blocks, it's 1.5 block. So I do some glue over here and over here. And again, play with it, move it around, and then settle it down and give it some pressure. And we're going to do with the last one, I think over here, and he can be in the middle again, and over here, and we're going to move it, and then we're going to press it down, and this way. I think it looks now, at least for the measurements I like, he looks fine. So I'm going to give it a little bit, and of course I have still the, you see, I can still glue it together this way. So I'm going to let this dry in for at least an hour. So because this is needing to dry, I'm going to place it aside and this way, and I'm going to get my other mat. And I'm going to do 4 and here 4. So what we're going to do, very easy, we do some glue on the side this way, and we're going to place them together. We do some glue on the longest side, place it together. Over here the same, and here the same. So you get 2 pieces of 2. We're going to squeeze them in a straight line, squeeze it, and here also squeeze. And we're going to wipe away the glue we don't need because it's a little bit too much, like always. And we're going to do here the same, and here also the same. And you see already, look after you removed the glue, also look if you have it still in a nice line, because or else it doesn't glue together anymore. So we're going to give this a couple of minutes only. Now we're going to get some glue. We glue it on this side, glue them together. We do here some glue, glue them together, and give it some pressure. And over here. And again, only a couple of minutes. And then we go to do the next step already. So you see already, now we're going to do the last steps. English and Dutch, step. It's the same, it's only one letter different. Here in the Netherlands we say stop and you call it step. So sometimes I mix up everything, so sorry. It is the next step. So we're going to squeeze them together and we're going to lay this one apart over here because we're going to make now the underside of our frame. What we're going to do, we're going to glue 7 blocks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to glue them on the longest side very fast. At least I'm try to do it as fast as I can. And number 5 and number 6 and number 7 is the closure up. Squeeze it, make sure that nothing is popping out and that you have it in a nice straight line. We're going to get 3, 4, 5, 6 is also 7. We're going to do the same over here. Number 1, number 2, 4, 6 and number 7 is the closure up again. Squeeze them together like this. Try to get your straight line, because especially for this will be the bottom, especially for the bottom it needs to have a nice straight line. If you have a block which is bigger or which is not totally fitting, then I would remove it and keep it for another DIY, because for this bottom you need really to have a nice straight line, or else it doesn't glue very nicely. I have here 5, 6 and 7, and I need another one of 7. And again, it's easy to measure out. Over here you see already I don't have the size, I do have the size. So you see already, now we have 2 of thing and we need 4 pieces of 7. So now we have our pieces of 4. We did let it dry for a couple of minutes. What we're going to do now, we're going to make sure that we get a nice plank like this. So we have to feel and look for which we have the less open gap. So I'm going to place this one on the side. I place this one on the side and this one. But sometimes you need to turn a block or maybe do it in a different way. But the bottom is always a thing you need to have it straight, because or else the rest also doesn't work. So again, place it against each other, and if you only wait a couple of minutes, then you are sure that you still can remove your blocks, and you can, you see, you can easily fill in the gaps, and as less gaps as you have, the better it is. And of course I'm going to feel with my fingers, turn the glue away, and I'm going to let this dry in, and we're going to do the sides. So I place my plank on the side, and what we're going to do, we have 4 pieces of 2, we have 8 pieces of 2, and we have again 4 pieces in total. We have 12 pieces of 2 we're going to make. We don't get our glue, we do the longer side and we place them together. Again, the longer side, place them together. Also here, when you have a block which is not really fitting or is really offline, so it's really bigger or smaller, then we replace it for another one, because also for the sides you need a straight line or else you don't get it fitting. And you see already, we already building the sides of our little organizer under it, because I think I'm going to use it in my kitchen for my bakery stuff. But you can do it, you can use it in a craft room, you can do some hooks on it. I'm going to do some little baskets, of course, of little yeah, how you call it, boxes on the side. I couldn't come on the word boxes on the side. On the side. So we're going to squeeze it, but you see that in a moment. Now we're going to first do the bottom, and we need a little kind of a box also for organizing. We're going to squeeze it, make sure that you have again straight line, and again take your time for it. It doesn't matter if it takes a little bit more of your time, and before you're going to use it, always make sure you leave your DIY a night over. It's always important. And again, we have to do this in a straight line. We're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So we gave our 12 pieces a little bit of time drying, a couple of minutes. What we're going to do, we take the first 4, we're going to do some glue on the side, do some glue on this side, place them together, we do some glue on this side, and now we're going to roll all 4 of them on each other this way. Very easy. Make sure that you have a nice straight line and fill in the gaps. Remove the glue again, and you see already I have to work with mine because he's not totally straight. So, and if it doesn't, and you already glued it together, it doesn't matter, just get a little bit of a sanding paper and just sand your pieces until it is very smooth. You can easily glue it together. And again, squeeze this one also, and make sure that you have a nice straight line. And this is the one side, other side, and now we do the 2 shorter sides. Very easy. Do some glue on this one, and we only do this and this one, and we only place this one together, and here the same. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes again. So now we have our 4 pieces, 2 bigger ones and 2 smaller ones. We're going to lay them this way. What we're going to do, place this aside, place this on this side, and this one we are going to do on the smallest one, some glue on this side, and on this side you place it over here. We do with this one the same on both sides, and we're going to place it in between, and then we're closing it up with the other one. And of course, before we're going to squeeze everything, we make sure that it is in a straight line. So give it some pressure, of course, over here. And we're going to give some pressure over here. And now we're going to try to get our fingers on the sides and just give it a little bit of pressure and feel with your fingers if everything is in a straight line over here. And now I'm going to give it some rest to dry, because this we're going to glue on top of the bottom. So we're going to take our bottom, and of course I'm going to look to the flattest side, which one is the greatest to glue on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue along the lines over here. Very careful. Of course there will be glue coming out, but it doesn't matter. We can wipe it away with a small kind of brush or our towel. And again over here. But this way I'm sure that everything will stick together. And again, of what you also can do, of course, I didn't think of that, I can also place it on top of here. It's also a thing to do. So we're going to place it down, and we're going to squeeze it a little over here and make sure it's not really a straight fit. Here you have a little overlay, and on this side, but it doesn't matter. The sides are fitting perfectly. And then we're going to feel with your fingers that you have the same measurement on this side and on the other side, because that's what you want. Over here, give it some pressure, And especially look for the sides because they are straight. If you have the sides straight, then you have the rest also straight. So I'm going to give it a little bit of rest. So we made our bottom box. We are going to place this aside because it needs to dry. We're going to make the 2 pieces of 4 we glued together already. Now we get the tricky side because now we need to glue the frame on top of here. So this will be, yeah, I would say it will be tricky. I am really debating if I'm not going to do 2 blocks like this together and again 2 blocks like this. I think I'm going to do this first because I'm a little afraid that or else he will fall off, and that's not what we want. So we go 2 blocks together and we do again 2 blocks together this way, squeeze it and squeeze it. We gave it just a little bit of an extra support so we are sure that nothing is falling off when we don't want to, this way. So we give this to a couple of minutes. So we are going to do some glue on this one, and we're going to do some glue on this one, and we're going to do some glue on the underside of our frame, on this feet, of course, over here and over here. And now we're going to place this one in the middle, exactly in the middle, over here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get my block, I'm going to turn it over, place it over here, turn the other one, oh, you see already this one, and place it, turn it over and place it on the other side. So, and I'm going to squeeze it in between, and I make sure that I have it in a straight line. I'm going to keep it for a couple of minutes, and I can with my camera, so you have to wait with me a couple of minutes also. Don't worry, I will cut this off. So we have now our frame, we have our box over here. Now the only thing what we need is a kind of a little boxes we are going to hang on top of our frame. So we are going to get 7 blocks, and you can do this as crazy as you like. I'm only going for 2 kind of a bigger boxes, but you can go the way you want to decorate it. Maybe you don't want to do some lights, maybe you want to do some little shelves, do whatever you think is right. 4, 5, 6, 7. And of course, again, 7 blocks, 4, 5, 6, 7, if I have correctly, I have the same, so I'm going to do 2 pieces of 7. This will be the front. It's kind of, yeah, boxes with an open back side, because I don't do the back side closed, because it is against the frame. Squeeze it, and we're going to do the second one of 7. And why do I do 7? Because now I can place in between my sides. If you want to make the same, do 7 blocks, and if you want to have them smaller, then do 4 blocks. You will see in a moment what I mean. So these are the front of the box, and now we're going to wipe away the glue we don't need, and here the same. Of course, wipe it away and make sure that you have a nice straight line again, because the front needs to be very nice looking, because it is the look you're going for. Then we're going to do 2 blocks, 2 blocks, again 2 blocks, and also here 2 blocks. We do here 2 blocks, and here 2, and here, and here. So we have 8 blocks of 2. Then you have for both of the boxes you have enough. So we do on the longest one, place them together again, also over here, place them together, and over here. And this is what I mean. I need 4 pieces for a 1 box. But if you want to make a smaller little kind of boxes, and you go for not 7 blocks, but you go for 4 blocks, then you only need 3 pieces of 2. So it's very easy, you just build it up. But I'm going to go for 2 bigger ones, but if you want to make the smaller ones, 4 blocks and 3 pieces of 2. Again, squeeze it, and give it a couple of minutes a rest. And then we're going to build our little boxes. And again, this one. We wait a couple of minutes. So now we're going to build in our boxes. It is very easy. We do 2 of the 2s together this way. Very easy. We do one of the two, we do on the side here a little bit, and we do on this side, we do some glue, we place it over here. We do here the same, we do some glue on the underside and on the side, and we're going to place it, of course, over here. Make sure that you have it in a straight line. And I'm going to wipe away the glue because I'm already under the glue. And now the only thing we need over here, we do some glue on the underside, a little over here and a little over here. And we place this one straight up against this one. It's not a totally perfect fit, but if you work with it, you can get it very nicely together this way. And we're going to let this rest for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to do the second one. So our little containers are drying, and of course we are not going to glue this inside of the box, because first I'm going to glue this on the side, and or else I can't lay it down anymore. Now I can easily out of my table, I can lay it down and I can glue my basket of my boxes on top of here. So, and then we're going to glue this totally inside of the box, but first we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay it outside of my table because now he can lay flat on the table. What I'm going to do, this is the front side of our box and the back side is open. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on this side, over here, and on this side. Of course I should have done of course, I don't have to, that's better word. I don't have to glue the whole line because there are little pieces open, but then I have to look for where I have glued or not. And later I'm going to turn it over and I wipe away the glue I don't need. But for this way, I'm going to be sure that everything is fitting nicely. So I'm going to place this one on the second one. So I keep the underside of the second one with the 3 layers. I keep as a measurement, and then I'm going to squeeze it and make sure that you have it in the middle, and it's easy to find the middle because you have 2 blocks next to each other. And if you have 3 blocks, you can start with one here, and one on this side. So I'm going to place this one also this way. I'm going to do some glue and over here, and I'm going to place this one over here. I think I'm going to go for this one over here, and I'm going to make sure that I have this one also in the middle, and I'm going to give it some rest, at least for 2 hours. So you see, if everything is correctly and you did the same like I did, then you have one little box and you already have your frame with also 2 boxes you can decorate and organize with. So before I'm going to glue this one on top of inside of the box, I'm going to paint it because it's easier to paint the loose pieces than I do it in one big piece. So I'm going to use my creamy color chalk paint, of course, but you can do any color. If you're more like a glam person, just do it in the glam colors, gold, silver, maybe bronze. Choose anything, but maybe black, you like black better. And if you're going to stain it or wax it, then do some sanding over it, because wood glue always makes some stains on top of your wood. So give it a light sanding and then you can do it some wax over it. So, but like I said, I'm going to start with my cream color. So, but of course I do it a little bit faster. So you see already I have both of the pieces painted, and what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to glue this part in the middle of my box. So it is very easy. Just turn it over and do some glue in the middle over here, and we're going to place it in the middle. Of course I have to look on my side. Then I have it in the middle over here. Just let it fall down. And we're just going to let this dry in, and you see in a moment the quick impression. And you see a quick impression of my Tumbling tile blocks organizer, and you can use it for any purpose, of course, and you can use it all year round. Of course, I hope you give this one also a try. And everyone who is here and only love to watch, I hope you had fun watching this one also again. And everyone who is new here, welcome. Of course, I hope you enjoy what you saw. And if you do, I hope you enjoy. And click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and click the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. Enough talking. I wish you all an amazing day and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.